Hello, good morning students, and welcome back once again to another video for the class 10 Human Eye in Colorful World. In the previous video we studied about the dispersion of light and how the light is split into its constituent colors, but not just any light, only white light which is containing all of the colors combined together. When it enters another medium, then only it splits, okay, and depending on the wavelength of the particular light, they are split, okay. And red being the maximum, having the maximum wavelength, it has the least refraction, and violet color having the minimum wavelength, okay, is having the maximum refraction. Moving on, we also discussed how Isaac Newton was the first to disperse the white light into its constituent colors with the help of a prism, and we also saw how when we connect two prisms or place them in certain angle, then all the colors which are dispersed, once again because of the refraction, they combine together, and when they emerge from the other side, only white light is emerging instead of all the colors when both the prisms are kept opposite to each other, okay. Now moving on, the natural phenomena in which the dispersion occurs is rainbow. Obviously, we have all seen a rainbow, and how the rainbow is formed, it is similar to this. After a rainfall in our atmosphere, tiny water droplets are still remaining, and if the sun emerges and strikes on that water droplets or rain droplets, then the dispersion happens. But it is a little bit different than the prism. The shape of the water droplet is similar to that of a prism, and therefore whenever the white light or a beam of white light strikes it, we know what happens. As soon as it strikes, all the colors are dispersed. For convenience purpose, I am only drawing two rays of light like this. It is understood that the top one is the red one and this is the violet one. Now inside a water droplet, because it is very small and tiny, instead of exiting from the other side, a natural phenomena happens. Just like dispersion and just like mirror reflection, something called internal reflection happens over here. So inside a water droplet, unlike our ordinary prism, instead of coming out from the other side, internal reflection takes place. It is a natural phenomenon, okay. So reflection, just like a normal mirror, how a mirror has a reflection, similarly the rays of light are reflected, and after this reflection, these rays of light emerge from the other side like this. Once again, they are going to emerge and it reaches the observer, and this is how we see a rainbow, okay. And usually rainbow is in the opposite direction of the sun. So if you are having a sun in this direction, stand opposite to it, and from this side you will be able to see the rainbow, okay. Rainbow is always formed in the opposite direction, this being the red color and this being the violet color. So what happens? A beam of white light from the sun enters a water droplet. Inside it gets dispersed into all of its 7 colors. On the other side of the water droplet, internal reflection takes place. Internal reflection. Internal reflection takes place, and then all the colors are emerging from the same side of the water droplet from where the white light was dispersed. So the entrance and the exit happens on the same side of the water droplet, okay, internal reflection. And the exit, emerging rays emerge from the same side. Emerging rays of colored light emerge from the same side. Emerge from the same side it has entered. I hope it is clear to you, student. This simple question is also asked in the examination for 3 marks. You will have to draw the diagram of this water droplet. Okay, you will have to mention that the white light enters the water droplet. On the other side, internal reflection takes place, dispersion takes place as soon as it enters the water droplet. Dispersion of light takes place as soon as it enters the water droplet, and all the colors are reflected back from the other side due to internal reflection of the water droplet, and then it emerges from the same side from where it has entered. So whenever you are observing a rainbow, you can observe it on the opposite side of the sun. Don't look on the same side as the sun is. Turn around, yet the sun should be on your back. You can not only observe the rainbow after the rainfall, you can also observe it when in a daylight during when you are near to a waterfall. So if you have a high waterfall and water droplets are just flying by, you can observe the rainbow there as well, and near a fountain as well. If there are minute water droplets in the atmosphere, you will be able to see this. I hope it is clear to you, student. Let's move on to the next point. Okay, students, moving on to another very important point, that is atmospheric reflection. This is the phenomenon that happens around us. Okay? Everywhere around us is atmosphere, that is air everywhere. As you go higher and higher, the air pressure decreases, because just like the water, as you go deeper and deeper towards the surface of the earth, you see that the water pressure increases. Same is the case for our earth. Okay? Let's say this is our earth, and therefore the gravitational force is maximum towards the surface. Why? Because all of the atmosphere around us, they also have particles, air particles, and those particles, molecules of the different gases, they are dense because of the gravitational force towards the earth. As you go higher and higher, the pressure starts to decrease. Similar to what we experience in the liquids. Okay, but that is not the important point over here. You might have seen when you see a hot water boiling, okay, let's say that there is a hot water pot, okay, and we are boiling water over here, and it starts to boil. After a certain amount of time, when a lot of heat energy or it is up to a certain temperature, you see steam coming out over here. Okay? You see steam coming from this water. But the most important part is, when you try to see through this steam, you will see that the background is wavering. Whatever object is kept behind this, let's say that you have a particular object behind it, let's say a candle. You have placed a candle behind it. And this candle, okay, so the boiling pot is over here and candle is behind it. When you observe this candle from the steam, you will see that the candle is wavering. It can be any object. This is just an example. You might have experienced this, or from any hot object. when you are observing on its surface, you will see that the air behind it is wavering. Air is wavering. Why is this happening? Because of the hot air that is rising. When the hot air rises, the density changes happens, and because of this density changes, the particles rearrange themselves, and because when the particles are rearranging, the density changes, and because of which when we see during a glass slab, okay, just similar to a glass slab, when the light enters, okay, because there is a change in the medium, so same thing is happening. The air around is in colder temperature and the air in between is having a hotter temperature, and therefore air expands and particles are far away from each other, and because of that, the denser medium and a lesser medium experiences, and therefore when the light enters, because of the particles moving around here and there, the density changes happens and the pressure variations happens, and because of that the lesser and the denser mediums are created again and again. The particles are moving, so because of the lesser medium, the light coming towards you is changing its direction, sometimes going here, sometimes going there, because of the changes in the density. Okay, so this is our lesser medium or this is our denser medium, depending on how we are observing the object around you. Okay, and because of that the pressure variation happens, and because of this pressure variations of the heat, lesser and denser medium, the light entering, it goes through again and again, changes, and the refraction therefore happens again and again. There are many lesser and denser mediums created in between, and because of that the refraction of light happens again and again, and therefore when the light reaches you, you see that sometimes the object is in this direction, sometimes the object is in this direction, and therefore it appears wavy to you. I repeat once again, because of the pressure variations of the heat energy and the density variations, the lesser and the denser mediums are created and changes happen again and again. We studied a term called refractive index, that is the changes in the medium, and because of this pressure variation the refractive index changes, and therefore the light changes its direction again and again. The refractive index is changing because the region around that particular area where the heat energy is generated is not constant. If it is a glass slab, it is constant, that object is not changing, but in this particular case the air around in this area is changing again and again. Okay, the density is changing again and again, and because of this the refractive index, that is the bending capacity of the gases, is also changing again and again, and therefore the refraction of the light also happens again and again, and so you see the object coming towards you as wavy. Okay, quite simple actually. If you think about it, the density variations, pressure variations, and therefore the refractive index also changes, and so the changing in the direction of the light also happens again and again depending on how the heat energy is generated, and therefore you see that the object behind you is appearing to be wavy. Very simple. In the next video we will study about the atmospheric refraction and the twinkling of stars. Okay.